Yo, what is going on? It is Thursday night and it is Collecting Uncensored time, y'all. And tonight's guest, we've already been hanging out in the back and it has been freaking hilarious and I've been laughing the entire time. So I imagine we're going to continue that on throughout the next, hour and a half or however long this goes. But he is the most lovable person, I believe, in this community, and that is Mr. Cliff on Comics. So let's go ahead and bring him out before he starts screaming at me in the back, and I can't hear him. So here we go. There he is.
I feel like I literally posed for all those pictures.
Yeah. How's it going, man?
It's good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Are you excited about this evening?
Of course I'm excited about this evening.
But say you've seen it for the last few weeks.
You need Canva, baby. You need something going on around us. All I see is
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
We do it simple. We do it simple here.
Why? Why won't you add a taste of flair? You have such a beautiful, tasteful wife. Why not bring an ounce of that to the screen?
Here.
Now that's 1/10 of an ounce, but I'll let you have.
I'll change it just for you, Cliff. Whatever freebies I get. Do you like this or do you like bubbles?
You can import, right?
No, not on the free version. You can't.
Oh my God, we're on the free. What kind of? You better buy the Black Friday special this year, 20. You better buy that Black Friday special.
What's the Black Friday special? Here's a tip. We need a tip. What's the Black Friday special?
The Black Friday special for like the low budget one is $10 a month, but you pay it as an annual fee, so it comes out to like $120, right?
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, you get that during the Black Friday Cyber Weekend, whatever you call it. You gotta snatch that up, and it is what most of y'all need. But let me let you in a little secret, 22. There's a lot of people out here who can't afford that shit because it can do multiple users on the budget one. They get their buddies together, and their buddies each pitch in.
Nice.
Now, over at the council, since there is 4 of us, and now 5 of us with CBiz, love you.
Right.
So last year, the 4 of us paid, and now this year, it'll be the 5 of us paying. But we pay for the higher package. So we've been splitting it up by month. So we're going to try for this Black Friday to split it up at Black Friday.
Yeah. Okay.
I will tell you this. Do you know how fancy I feel when I'm streaming at 1080p? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, I'm becoming the gay Oprah I always wanted to be.
There you go. First tip of the evening, y'all. Black Friday. Check out StreamYard if you were a YouTuber. There you go. I like it already out the gate. That's awesome. All right, Cliff. We are here tonight. It's Collecting Uncensored. And the big question is we all want to know. Actually, hold up. I'm getting ahead of myself. What am I doing? Why are you letting me get ahead of myself?
Because I can't remember the order of stuff. I watched 3 of these episodes and I'm drawing a blank. I'm just like, we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Las Cruces says hooray. Wahoo. Do you know the next thing? You do, don't you? Hello from New Mexico. Always. What's going on, Las Cruces?
Only 32 hours away by car.
Bottom tier collector, my fellow statesman, is 2 hours away by car right here. Gotta get these kids to bed ASAP. Can't miss the spice.
I got a lot of spice. He was disrespected Captain America before he even started. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, this guy.
I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm not. John's Comics with Kids says hello all. What's going on, John? Appreciate you. Brian LCS, all these dancers seem to be the same, but no.
They are. It is just designed to body shame us, right? Absolutely. You know, fat bitches came out on that stage too, but no, we're on Justin Timberlake's body, so we can feel bad about ourselves. There's
Who
no
was
story.
that guy? It wasn't even just. It was who was it? Sam Rockwell. That's Sam Rockwell. Come on
Okay,
now.
yo, Sam Rockwell. Oh my god. So I'm so hot for him because he dances so well. It's so insane.
See, that's why I picked him. Not even Justin Timberlake. Puh. Comic Cap Collectibles. What's going on, man? It says, yo, hello all.
Let me tell you, I would love to see. Can you move me to the left? I can't do this.
Oh, I apologize.
I would love to see. Yes, I'm pointing at you. I would love to see Justin Timberlake in a dance-off with Sam Rockwell. I will.
That would be good. That would be good. That's that, like, what was it? I was thinking about this the other day. What was the claymation show on MTV? Celebrity Deathmatch. That's what it would be. Have a celebrity deathmatch of Sam Rockwell and Justin Timberlake. That'd be great.
No, I want the real thing. I want the two of them dancing their ass off, bodies sweating. You know, the chest, the shirt open, so you can see the chest area with the heat.
Comic Cap's with you, $10 a month. Nice. Wait till I get my live stream set up, going 22, and I'll throw. There we go. Let's see. Black Friday special. Never used it.
Oh my god!
Switch Comics. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming out. It's Marco right there, everybody. Go check him out. Phil's Treehouse is in here as well. Hi, and stuff. Marcus Circumstances. What up, going? Appreciate you coming out. And Flash by Night, another fellow statesman right there. Good evening, all. What's going on, Flash? Appreciate you. I would pay money not to see it. Oh, that's funny.
Listen, the whole world has given you every heterosexual thing you could dream of. Y'all motherfuckers got Baywatch, okay? Almost about a junior out of it, and y'all got like 20 bitches running around, slow motion, titties bopping in a tight form-fitting uniform. Like, do you know how many years it took to get the Baywatch movie so I could look at two dudes who looking good up there in a movie that was just adequate at best? Oh,
I don't know that I've ever watched Baywatch.
Doesn't matter. The point is, it exists for you. I'm sorry. I need more gay shit in the world, and I'm gonna bring more gay shit to the world before I die. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I read history, and I was like, these motherfuckers were like, we're gonna do it, and we don't care if we're gonna get killed next week. And I'm like, well, shit. I need some of that. I need some of that fucking that high octane. You know.
Oh, that's funny. Izzy versus in the house. What's going on, Izzy? Appreciate you coming hanging with us this evening. Appreciate you.
I sent my first comic book pitch to a company this morning. I'm very excited.
Your first what?
Comic book pitch.
Oh, cool.
I'm very excited. Of course, I can't talk about it, but I can assure you of one thing. It is gay.
Can you tell us the company?
No.
Okay, you can't say nothing about it?
No, because, and again, part of it is if that company passes, I'm ready to send it to another company. And of course, the minute one of them says yes, I can't talk about it.
Right. Yeah. Doug, what is going on? Appreciate you coming out. Switch says, you have Magic Mike, Cliff. There you go. You have Magic Mike.
Oh my God. They gave you, 3 Magic Mike movies? Is that really enough? There was no dong, so I don't want to hear it. All right.
I was gonna let you go. Keep going.
What does it mean? I have it, Cliff. I can't even remember what I said.
Cliff, shut up again.
That's because this one's over here disrespected Captain America before we're even live. The disrespect.
Bro, you was already loaded in that cannon and getting ready to be shot off before I even said anything about Captain America. Come on, man.
You know he triggered me. You know, I'm putting up Captain America just fully triggered. If he had said something about George Perez, I would have canceled the show. I would have been like, no, you don't disrespect the legend. May he rest in peace.
I just picked the George Perez up. I'm pretty excited about it, too.
as you should be, and keep it that way. If you ever lose that excitement, we're gonna have a problem. But I love you.
Oh yeah, yeah, always. How gay is it?
Gay, 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 gay. And not just regular gay, I mean gay. I mean, it's gonna have moments of sexual moral bankruptcy. It's gonna make that sex series on Netflix. It's gonna make that look tame and embarrassing. It's gonna be great. I do have Dong and the Boys, but again, it's not always quality, and I'm pretty sure that you may not be batting for one of my teams, but like you got to know, like, well, it's not quality for Cliff, you know. You should know I have a marker, okay, of achievement that we have to follow. All right, I have an established. Right? I mean, obviously, when I'm in the heat of the moment and I'm getting some, like, it's fine. So, like, if it's not nipped the right way, or if it's over tucked and I gotta work the skin, like, it's fine. But like, if you're gonna be bringing it to me like for entertainment purposes, then like, it's gotta be high caliber.
Extreme happy gay.
No, extreme hardcore pornographic gay. With action and adventure. I got to meet George Perez on multiple occasions. The first time was at one of the early New York Comic Cons, but I'm having trouble with my friends establishing which one, right? But I'm talking to this gentleman. He's very tall. He's got those
exam gloves?
Huh?
Exam gloves?
Oh, the wrist protection for people the tunnel and shit, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you were getting ready to get an exam.
No, this is a George Perez story. Keep it clean, 22. God.
Me, keep it clean.
Good Lord.
I just didn't say it.
The man is a deceased legacy, a Puerto Rican artist. Do you think I'm going to disrespect him? That I'm going to tell some trashy story about George Perez? Did I not just make a stink about how much I love him? Did I jump through a hoop of flame to go get this autograph freaking CGC thing? No. So when we're talking George Perez, okay, or any of the artists that are not in my age range, because then that's when it'll be unprofessional, okay? But we're talking about anyone else, all right? When we're talking about George Perez caliber, Jim Lee caliber.
Does that mean that you're ageist?
Mildly. But let me tell you, I was at a pizzeria in Connecticut, and this 70-year-old man kept rubbing my shoulders, and he had the magic touch. And I was like, if I weren't 2 hours from home right now, motherfucker, I'm gonna be like, let's go. I'm like, do you need my number? Do you want to find me on Facebook? Like, how should we do this? And like, it was just awkward because his wife was behind the counter, so I had to let it go.
Dan's X-Men comments. What's going on, Dan? Appreciate you coming out tonight. Dan is pretty awesome. He has no YouTube though. No YouTube. He just comes on everybody else's.
Yeah, I know. And you know what, Dan? Like, your quality. Proctologist. By the way, y'all need to see one. If you are over 40, it is time. And I'm sorry that it sucks and it's awful, but just get it done. Okay? I am intolerant of watching all my friends die. Okay? I am not having it. All right?
Oh, that's just 100.
Remember, opioids, cardiovascular, suicide, killing men. It is Men's Mental Health Month. Remember that. Take care of yourself.
There's your seriousness there, Marco. See, we went all the way back around.
It's called Uncensored. You asked for trouble.
Yeah.
It's
exactly. I think that's the only reason you wanted to come on. It was just because it said it was uncensored.
I mean, that was the first reason. Oh my God. So do y'all know that Phil Jimenez has a starring supporting role in my life, even though he's only been in it for an hour? So the year I had a comic book store, Phil Jimenez was one of my guests. I was so excited, so thrilled that he came. And then Cliff in a relationship would be an interesting turn of events. Let me tell you, the best years of my life were with Mateo, and they're fantastic. And I'll get sentimental about that shit in a heartbeat, you know? And there was like some new Fantastic Four stuff the other night about, Sue, right? The Invisible Woman. And he sent it to me at like 1:00 in the morning. And I was like, I know Invisible Woman reminds you of me because you used to call me the Invisible Girl because I put up so many force fields when we first met, you know?
Oh man.
So it's really funny because like Phil recognizes me and knows me. And like the last time I saw Phil in person, it was year 2 of FlameCon. And all I did was stand in line just to talk to him, tell him how my life is going, and take a picture. And he was like, really? I'm like, yes, really. And I got to meet his special man, Joe, who actually is like the physique for Infinite Crisis Superman. So whenever Phil was drawing Superman for Infinite Crisis, it's his partner's physique that we're seeing. So that's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow. So I got to meet a couple of his friends. One of them who was very attractive, and I was just like, I mean, if you're a chubby chaser, I'm right here. You know, I'm newly single and heartbroken at FlameCon. And that's also a true story. Hey, do you know how hard it is to go to stuff that you planned out with a significant other, knowing that they're not interested in you and living their best life without you? It is such a great feeling. But that was for
I don't.
Not the ex-fiance. Mateo's the ex-fiance. I like him a lot more.
I assume FlameCon is a homosexual.
It is an LGBTQ plus con. It is the biggest one in New York City, and it reminds all of the motherfuckers, in case they forget, that the X-Men are queer as fuck. And that's just my opening silo. The more you walk in, the gayer and freakier it gets. I was like, your ass ain't ready for it. Your ass is not ready for it. You know? Yeah, let me tell you, I got into an argument with an asexual. I left ashamed of myself. It was terrible. I was like, I didn't know anything about asexuals. Oh my God, I'm a monster. I sound how like straight conservatives sound when they're yelling at me about being a homo. Oh my God. It was bad.
Oh, well, Cliff, I think you're gonna make my abs hurt from laughing so much right off the bat. So
you know what, Mrs. 22, you're welcome that I'm giving him an extra.
Is that what it is? I need my ab workout. I missed it today.
I was gonna say, if you keep working on that ab workout, and you might see an improvement in your wife life.
Shop for Comics. What's going on, homie? Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you. All right, Cliff. We are all here tonight to talk to you and to learn how you actually collect comic books. Now, a lot of people are either key chasers or cover buyers, or they go for runs or things like that. And of course, you know, as the hobby is, people go for more than just that, and they have seasons of things as well. What are you currently like collecting right now as a collector?
A hot fucking mess. That's what I'm motherfucking mess. What? All right. I actually put a complete and total halt to my spending.
Okay.
Because I need to make it to Terrificon, because watching all this HeroesCon footage had
you messed up.
Had me so messed up. Like, I had a very full weekend, and I needed a full weekend because, like, I'm at my friend's barbecue Saturday night talking to her son about going to my local comic book store. We're having a great time, and I'm just seeing, Marcus's and Will and other Cup Will and Bob's Will. Oh, I've seen everyone's shit is just back to back to back, and then freaking Chris the Comic Veg every fucking where. It's like, it's like, look, it's my day 2 vlog. I just woke up in the morning. Let's go. Like, all of that's just blasting me. And I'm like, so I was real emotional. I was like, my friends are having such a good time. And my literal friends around me, my literal physical local friends are like, but you're having a good time here, right? I'm like, of course, I can't wait for Justin to come to the comic book store. Let me put the phone away. And
But you could have been having a better time, though, is what you're saying.
oh no, I could have been having a better time, but you don't say.
Let's say hello to Cali Comics real quick. Let me find his name. I lost it already.
He's at the bottom.
Because of you. There we go. There he is. Cali Comics. What's going on, homie? Appreciate you coming out. So you're a hot mess and you're putting everything on hold right now. So let me ask you this, since we haven't gotten into anything yet, what are you doing to subside those urges then? Those want to go out and spend urges. Either on your monthly pool, have you stopped that completely?
Yes.
Or okay, you've stopped your monthly pool.
Yes, and if you watch the Council of Comics on Wednesday nights regularly or catch the rewatch, which you're welcome to at any time, you would see that I am now my slogan is destroy the empire, because give me quality comics. Give me quality comics. Why should I be paying for Amazing Spider-Man? To hell with you and your covers. To hell with you putting shackles on my precious Zeb Wells, who I know he is better than this, and I know the corporate mother lovers are out there shackling him to give us the most pedestrian story of Peter Parker. The most exciting thing he's done with Peter is turn him into a goblin, and so he's done it twice. That's how we're blowing it out. The second goblin. And then we go over to Batman, and Batman's greatest enemy is his mental illness. Like, out of control. Zara-Nar fail-safe, right? And it's like, oh, I need my own Robin. Do you, motherfucker? Do you need your own Robin? Okay, you need your own Robin. I'm going to make a brainwashed clone of Bruce Wayne. Motherfucker cloned Batman, made a teenager of him, and brainwashed him to be his Robin.
Right.
Right. What is this trash? Like, no. Just no. In the meantime, how the hell am I supposed to take you seriously? Vandal Savage broke out of prison, covered in blood, held a fucking press conference with blood still streaking wet in his fucking hair, being like, I'm what your city needs, and I'm going to run for mayor. I'm like, what is going on? Zara-Nar Batman is trash. You want to protect Gotham? You're going to let the immortal Vandal Savage just show up soaking in blood and be like, I'm going to run for mayor? Please.
Oh, no, he's commissioner.
Whatever, it's all hot shit. I'm just like if Zara-Nar wasn't happening, like it would be more interesting because it would be like all political intrigue for Batman to be like, he's commissioner. This is so frustrating, Like how do you fight this? How do you fight a guy who's got 4,000 years of political experience, or 65 million? I can't remember.
Chip, I like Chip Zdarsky, but he is kind of like he was throwing me for a loop with this whole new Batman, and like I'm not even gonna go down the same road you did with as far as the story, but the way that he was telling it was giving me Tom King vibes, and I couldn't do it. Like I could not do it.
Let me even just say, because Tom King has had some highs, right? But we're saying he's delivering at the. No, Tom King has had some highs.
No, Did you mute yourself?
I want to throw something at you so hard. I don't know how to throw it hard enough for it to cross the fucking time zones to hit you. Now, I know that he is not a beloved Batman writer, although I do remember he did some Detective Comics at the beginning of Rebirth, right?
He did the Batman title at Rebirth.
Well,
he did the Batman title.
Who did the title where like Batman got like Batwoman, Clayface, all these people on board to work with him?
That wasn't Rom V, was it?
I don't think so. Anyhow, whatever. The point is, Tom King has not been like super successful with Batman, but he's done other shit that I enjoy. And his Wonder Woman is fantastic. And that's because the artist is in on it too. And the two of them have a 6-month lead to get the shit right. And it is great.
All right, outside of Wonder Woman, what has Tom King done that you've loved?
I believe one of my favorite things of the year. Let me see if I have it here.
Indies will always have the best stories, in my opinion. I rarely buy Marvel or DC to read, says Callie. Indies have been killing it lately.
Yeah,
Indies have been killing it lately as far as
indies,
stories.
indies always have the power to kill it, but they
Flash
don't.
says Peter Tomasi for, I assume, detective.
All right, so this Tom King story was not terrible. You know, I didn't hate these two too much, at least in their initial appearance. But anyhow, I believe Tom King worked on Danger Street this past year, and I love that. It is a slow burn kind of story, but it's great. You know,
All of his stories are slow burns.
yeah, but no, it was a good slow burn. It wasn't like trashy slow burn and oh, this didn't do anything for me. You know, Human Target was cool. Thank you. I need to remember that.
I've heard that was good. Was good.
So the thing is with Tom King is I feel like when he's not being edited to death and he's not put in a corner, right? I think he delivers his best stuff, right? So I don't picture anyone at DC be like, oh, you can only do so much with Human Target. No, he went balls to the walls with Human Target. He brought back fire and ice in Human Target. He just fucking went for it. It was great, you know? So I find when you have the least restrictions, you tell the most interesting stories. But for a good slow burn, absolutely 1,000%. Danger Street, love that.
Danger Street.
Yes.
I don't know that I can try any more Tom King. I'm just being honest. I don't know that I can.
You know what? Like, where is your resilience? I'm 46 and I power through shit. I mean, granted, there are some motherfuckers that I draw the line. I'm like, I'm done fucking with you. I am not giving you any more of my time, my space, my spirit. It's over. You have done enough. I don't care. People are like, oh, you're only robbing yourself. I was like, I am robbing myself of nothing. I'm robbing myself of nothing by staying away from the trash that I'm staying away from.
Yeah, I mean, I've done Mr. Miracle by Tom King. Couldn't do that. I've done.
Great. You didn't like Mr. Miracle. See, Mr. Miracle was very interesting.
Yeah, not for me. It wasn't for me. So glad you enjoyed it, but not for me.
Did you want a superhero book? Because that's not exactly what that was.
No, definitely not a superhero book. I was going off everybody's recommendations of how amazing it was. So
it's amazing for what it is. It's very unique.
It's not my cup of tea, so I don't drink it. But you didn't answer my question. What are you doing to subside that itch to want to buy then? What are you doing?
Nothing. Wanting to see my friends. I'm surrounded by fucking comic books everywhere I look. Look at this wall. I look at my floor. I look at the closet. There's comic books everywhere. I got plenty to keep me occupied.
Okay, so you're just dipping back then into your old stock, or your collection. Really, you're just enjoying your collection right now.
I'm just enjoying my collection, organizing my collection, trying to get everything in place, and more importantly, trying to save some damn money for Terrificon so I can see 1/10 of the people that I want to see at Heroes Con.
Oh, what is Doug picking up this weekend? He might be picking up Danger Street.
Danger Street. Look, I got first issue special #1 featuring Atlas right there.
Nice.
Right. So so every issue of first special #1 features a new character, including Danger Street. Right. All of the first issue special characters are in Danger Street.
Okay. Cool.
You know, and it's all tied together by all sorts of shit. Dr. Fate's helmet, Darkseid and the Anti-Life Equation. It's great.
All right, then. So, what's your what when you're dipping back into your collection? Like, what has been your favorite to look at right now or to read? Like, what have you been like?
Superman is my man all day and all night.
Superman, really? What is it about Superman that like really gets your juices going?
He was it. He was it for me, okay? I was about 2 years old, you know? Yeah, Dan, yeah! Are you bringing your significant other, Dan? Because it's going to get wild. It's going to get wild. I can't wait.
Superman is it for you because...
When I was a child, around 2 years old, they did the 2-night event on CBS, at least my local CBS, right? And I just remember seeing Superman in all those colors. It was so exciting watching him spin through the freaking door at the Daily Planet and just be in that suit and leap into the air. It was like so amazing. And he's going to catch Lois, and then it cuts to say, to be continued, right? And I don't see Superman as a sexual creature outside of Henry Cavill. So like, and Henry Cavill broke the Superman spell on me. And the minute I saw him in The Witcher, and then I just can't unsee all the masculine. But Christopher Reeve is just like bizarrely like the father figure, the additional father figure in my life that had nothing to do with my personal life. Right? Does that make sense? Do you you just have someone that you really admire, but they're not in your life, but like you just really admire. All right. So, cuts off to Catching Lois. So then I watched part 2. Yo, I am covering my eyes and crying on the floor. Again, I'm like maybe 3 years old. Like, let's really picture that, right? Because Lois Lane is going down in the dirt. And I'm like, oh, I can't watch. But still, I loved it. And then, like, we were poor, right? So like we would get cable whenever we were doing well, and then we lost that shit every time we weren't doing well. It was on and off, right? So like, HBO and Cinemax did that 1 year combo, which my brother couldn't wait for because all he wanted was Skinemax, right? But I'm a child, I don't know. But I'm a little bit older, right? And let's say like I'm maybe 4 or 5 at this point, or maybe 3. Like it's weird, it's a blur, but. You told me no origin stories, and yet here we are, right? So my parents are like, yo, Superman's on TV. And I'm like, oh my God. And I come running down the stairs, fall down the stairs, bust my face up. My grandmother comes running with Mercurial Chrome to rub it all over the bruising, And then I just see Superman flying and landing in that that jungle and getting that flower that he's picking to bring back to Lois. And it's the middle of the movie, and I'm like, but it's Superman. Ooh, there's evil people with his powers. Ooh, like I was just so excited. So I would just hover around the television, waiting for Superman 2 to like show up, right? And then we got our first VCR, but again, we're still broke. So I had bootleg copies of Superman 1, 2, and 3, and that's the Superman story and Christopher Reeve. But I would always go looking for Superman comics. So like my very first Superman comic is Superman versus Captain Strong in Action Comics. And my mom just snatched it for me while we were at the drugstore. Then I got 3 other comics I was looking for. I got a part 2 with Superman on the cover with the giant Kryptonian computer from the Fortress, right? And he's fighting Vartox, and they seem to be fighting each other over Lana Lang, right? So then we have to track down part 1 and part 2. And it took forever to find them in freaking drugstores, okay? So find part 1 and part 2, and I still can't read I don't have any reading proficiency, right? And I'm making my mother read me that shit, right? She could not wait to get my ass into kindergarten. She threw me. And the minute I could read 2 children's books by myself, she got me those comic books with the disc in the back and was like, here you go. Threw them at me. And that was the end. Talking like boomer comics at the drugstore. Bitch, we had to fight out here. We had to fight. You don't know what it was like. We're only an hour from New York City, and everything was like third hand. It was just awful.
Manny the Hobgoblin Collector's in the house. What's going on, Manny? Thank you for coming and hanging out with us this evening. Let me get down to that comment. Talking like a boomer, King comments from the trucks. That's fantastic. Yo, so do you happen to have any of those Superman books that just mean the most to you nearby?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
I'm gonna take this as a yes. I'm just gonna take this as a yes.
All right, so this right here is my introduction to the Legion of Superheroes.
Nice.
And it's Superman.
Nice.
And of course, it's John Byrne homaging himself to his Fantastic Four cover, which I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, these members of the Legion of Superheroes, which I'm sure you have zero respect for because you have zero respect for the Fantastic Four. So like Brainiac 5 is a genius, just like Reed Richards, right? Sun Boy has firepower, just like Johnny Storm. Block is, as you imagine, like the Thing, and Invisible Kid back here. Well, he's like Invisible Woman, except he can't make the stuff, right? He just turns
so he's weaker.
Oh, way weaker, yeah. But it's okay. He's espionage material. So I actually got this off the rack. Right.
Oh, nice. You and Mr.
Right?
Akins both.
Nice, Mr. Akins.
Right.
Cliff Notes. Wait, who says they know the struggle? Wait, I'm messed up. Mr. Akins also got it off the rack, or just knows my struggle?
Okay, so Mr. Akins was actually on the show last time, and he showed that same exact book, and I'm pretty sure he got that off the rack when his copy.
Absolutely. So then I couldn't find part 2. I got part 2 in Canada shortly after.
Oh, cool.
And that was a comic book store in Canada called the Silver Snail.
Okay.
And then I was a teenager. Going to a Scott Liddell signing where he was signing first and second printing of North Star coming out and some Uncanny X-Men issues that he did.
Okay.
And in the bin and on the wall, I see the last 2 issues, and my father brought me to the signing. I do the signing. We go home. My mom comes home. I'm like, you gotta take me back to the store. We gotta go back to the store. She's like, oh my God. I was like, they have the Death of Superboy. I don't have the Death of Superboy. We gotta go. She's like, oh my God. And we spent like $20. She was like, this is $20 I didn't want to spend. Oh my God, Death of Superboy. You know? I'm like, I have nothing. I barely have any friends. I don't have a social life. I'm like, all I have is my comics.
Oh, nice. That's a cool cover. Oh, cool. Is that like part 1 and part 2? What's the?
Yeah, you're right. So this is actually part 1. Superman is part 2. Action is part 3, and this is part 4.
Nice.
So the Time Trapper, like the greatest enemy of the Legion of Superheroes, when the crisis happened and was destroying everything and the universe was being replaced, the Time Trapper reached out to young Clark Kent in Smallville, Superboy, and said, hey, the multiverse is being destroyed all around you. Time and space is vanishing right before your very eyes. Do you want to save your loved ones? Do you want to save Mom and Pa Kent? You know? And it's like, so I will protect you. I will shove you into a pocket universe, but then you have to do my bidding. So he kind of turned on the Legion, had his little fight with Superman. The Legion were like, I can't believe you would do this to us. And he's like, well, my plan went a little bit off. And he's like, I don't grow up to be you, do I? And he's like, I'm sorry, kid. Like, I don't know who you are. And Superman can't even move as fast as pre-crisis Superboy, right? So Superman's like, I wish you luck, whoever you are, right? And then, so Superboy flies the time bubble that the Legion uses. He flies it back into the future. They get there. They're like, we're doing this. We're gonna they're flying through time. The Time Trapper rips them out. They have this big fight. It looks like they're all gonna die. And Superboy's like, I'm the only one who had the power to do this, and he like destroys the Time Trapper's machine that he's using to do a whole bunch of weird timey-wimey shit, right? Doctor Who reference. So Superboy is like, I could always fly to your era, and I never had a problem. Let me do it once more. And he grabs the time bubble, and he starts flying through time, and they land they like crash land in front of the Legion headquarters, and Mon-El, who is a Daxamite that Superboy adapted as a brother, and he had to live in the Phantom Zone for thousands of years until the Legion released him because they had a cure for lead poisoning, so he could like have a life. Mon-El grabs him and he's like, no, and like he does the whole thing, and then all the crying and stuff, and then they just do the whole Legion ceremony, you know, for the death of Superboy. And then that's Legion series would continue. Then they kind of got sick of that. So the next Legion series by Keith Griffin, issue 4, Monel confronts the Time Trapper, and the Time Trapper's like, I've been manipulating you forever, you know? Like, who do you think was behind all this? And he goes, and if you want to destroy me, he goes, you lose everything that I gave you, right? So Monel is like, fuck it, and he destroys the Time Trapper, and then that's it. Like, issue 4, that is the end of that continuity, and then issue 5 is the new Legion, the new reconstructed Legion continuity, and Monel instead is the hero that Superboy was, and inspiration to the Legion, and then that gets fun and convoluted for quite some time, and I have all those issues too, because that's who I am.
Anachronic Comics in the house. What's going on, sir? Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah,
Black Spiders as well. What's going on? Appreciate you. What were you saying there, Cliff?
When is he coming to visit me?
Anachronic?
I know he's somewhere in New York. Come visit me. Come meet the council. Come and join my company.
There you go. You got an open invitation there, Joe. So have at it.
He knows it. He knows it. We've had the conversation. And when he's down in Florida, he lives in the same town as one of my mom's friends. You know?
Oh, cool.
And so I was like, oh shit. I got all sorts of, you know, connections with him. No,
yeah.
String theory is connecting me with Joe. That's what's happening. C Bizzle, my man.
Right. What's going on, C Bizzle? Thanks for coming out this evening. Appreciate you. So it seems like, do what?
I love him so much. He's the best thing I've done for the Council of Comics. I'm like, we need to have a guest. See, this is great. And it was like, hey, we really enjoyed having you. You want to come back? And it's like, wow, it's really great having you. You want to just become a full-time member?
You want to just stay?
Yeah, you want to just stay? And I'm like sitting there screaming like,
that's fantastic. It seems like you get really enthralled in the stories. You love the stories of comic books, right?
Yes.
Okay. What are other stories that have just made major impacts on your life, or just ones that you just absolutely love? Maybe even some that, like, are there any that people just don't talk about, or is it just mainly the mainstream ones that you're just like, these are fantastic?
No, there's definitely some. I actually enjoyed Jupiter's Legacy a lot. And actually Mark Miller stuff I enjoy a lot, even though I'm pushing the envelope. I mean, I just don't like John Romita Jr.'s artwork, but I like Kick-Ass, right?
Okay.
And so I like all of that stuff. Like, that's really good. Trying to think of something. I've read something in the past couple of years that I really enjoyed that's like out of the norm, and of course none of it is coming to me. I'm so ill prepared. Oh, this is frustrating.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, it's so frustrating, and because there's really so many good stories. But again, the mainstream stories like forged my childhood, so like it's so hard to escape that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, when I was a kid, like, so that Superman #8 really and it really fucked me up, right? So like I was trying to wrap my head around this whole Superboy situation. And one of the comic books that I got off the drugstore rack prior, right?
Okay.
Was an all-star squadron where Earth 2 Superman is beating up Shazam. So I'm still but I read Man of Steel because the day I officially started collecting was when I was watching the freaking ABC local news, and they had a story about Man of Steel, the series coming out by John Byrne, and I was out there looking for that comic every week. And issue 4 never came to the local mega. So we had a weird mom and pop mega store called Lloyd's. And like, I got every issue there except for #4. So I'm losing my mind, and I'm calling comic book stores that advertise in comic books, right? And one of them is in Paramus, New Jersey. So my mom's like, all right, we'll go because your brother and sister love to go shopping. So like, my mom's like, I'm just going to kill 2 birds, 1 stone. He'll get his comic book. They'll get to go shopping, whatever, right? She's a mom. She's a great mom. Love her. Pain in my ass all these years later, but I love her to death. So she takes us down to Paramus. I go to, I believe it's Heroes World in Paramus, right? So I go in there, I find the issue right away. I'm so freaking excited. We got cookies. I mean, like, it was great. So yeah, I came home. I was thrilled that I had number 4, and I was like, oh my god, like I went to a real comic book store, you know, like that was amazing. And then and it's funny, Man of Steel number 2, my mom ordered like every comic that they had on the 50-cent sale. She's just like, she called them. She's like, okay, like my son is a maniac, so just send me everything with the word super in the title, right? So that was around the time of issue number 2 of Man of Steel. Then like some time passed, and I like I opened it and I was like, this is cool. And I did not pay attention to the Legion of Superheroes that were in there, right? But then when I read Superman number 8, I got all fired up and I started going back to those books. So then I used to go to this comic shop, the baseball card shop in Fishkill, New York. I started to go there and I started looking for Legion, Superman the Legion, Superman the Legion, Superman the Legion. So that was a fun time. Did I ever answer your question? Like, where am I right now?
We're just talking about stories that like are in your PC that are like mean a lot to you, that are like some of your favorite stories. I didn't know if you'd pulled any out to show off or anything like that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm a hot mess, but I want you to know I love Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay.
You know? And it's really funny because I like Secret War, but I feel like Secret War is a mess that has a lot of great little moments, you know? Uh-huh. And I just feel like Crisis had like a really strong, like, fuck up my whole world, change my life story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was a big difference. So Crisis is really up there for me. And then X Factor. I love X Factor.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. Louise Simonson and Walt Simonson, they gave us everything. They gave us Apocalypse. They gave us the Four Horsemen. They gave us Archangel. What more do you want? They were giving us gold.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
You're gonna tell me you hate X Factor. Is that what you're gonna tell me?
Do what now?
You're gonna tell me you hate X Factor?
No, I don't hate X Factor. I'm with you. Archangel, Apocalypse, yeah. I'm down with all of it.
So ready for you to trash them the way you trashed the Fantastic Four.
I haven't even begun to trash the Fantastic Four yet. Don't.
You keep it that way. You keep it.
What is it about the X Factor? What is it that, like, do you prefer the X Factor over the X-Men?
Only because I really love Jean, but don't think that I was sleeping on X-Men because I really was. So the first X-Men woman that I really identified with was Rogue, and I like forgot that until recently. And somebody was like, Cliff, I don't understand why you don't have love for Rogue. And I was like, actually, I have a lot of love for Rogue. Like, she was like the first X-Men that I was like, oh my God, she can't touch anybody. She can't love, you know? And like, and as I want you to know, as crazy as it sounds, right? As a young, gay, closeted boy reading this stuff and that she can't touch anyone, I would freaking cry reading her stories because I was like, I can't touch anyone, you know? So, and there, New Mutants. And then New Mutants was literally, like, I know Claremont all the time was like, oh, I didn't know. I wasn't thinking, blah, 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 right? Like, and he's like, but I'm glad it had such an impact. But, yo, some of the New Mutant stories is just straight up, how come my parents disowned me like this? You know, how could they not understand that I was just born different? You know, that I have different gifts. I was just like, and I'm just sitting there just reading New Mutants. Like, I'm 14 years old. I'm like,
So comic books had a big impact then on your personal life.
Always, always. I will never forget. So when I was in my early 20s, my friend George owned my LCS, which was in the town I grew up in, and it was called Stonehenge. And I'll never forget, it was the new X-Men run, right? with Warren Ellis, right? And
Okay.
it's when I discover Phil Jimenez's artwork, by the way. So my Phil Jimenez love immediately starts to blossom because I like his artwork because his artwork reminds me of George Perez, right?
Okay.
So there's one issue of New X-Men where Beast makes a comment because he gets rejected by Emma. And Beast makes a comment about, well, maybe I'm gay, right? And this guy in the comic book store starts losing his mind, right? And I'm like, what is wrong with that? Yes, rest in peace, Donald Sutherland. That's terrible.
Yeah.
He's just a legend. So I like lost my mind. I was like, what is the problem? By the way, he's not even really gay. He just says in passing, well, maybe I'm gay because he got rejected by Emma. Like, this ain't nothing, you know? And like, little did I know that was only the beginning. So now, please, even this week, it was so great. So I'm at the comic store, and my friend Joey, this guy walks in, he's a regular. My friend Joey's sitting there with his new girlfriend. Joey gets up for whatever reason. Sam is taping on the other side of the fucking store, right? And this shit always happens to me when no one's watching. So this guy who comes in all the time, he starts going, he's like, I love Dakin. I don't care that Dakin is bisexual. They never beat me over the head with it. But now that's all they do is beat you over the head with it. And I'm like, so he ends his rant, goes to the other side of the room, pays for his books, and leaves. I look at homegirl. I'm like, you saw this, right? She's like, I saw it. Joey returns, and he's like, what did I miss? I was like, everything. Dan's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, so this dude was talking about how we're beating over the head with all this gay shit. And she's sitting there like, yep. Sam's like looking at me like, what? And I was like, it happens every freaking day on the internet or in person. It happens to me every freaking day. Almost every day. Yeah, actually, no, today was one of my clients, but you know, I forget.
Since we're on stuff like that.
Ah, shit. All right, let's go. Open it. Open the motherfucking can of worms. Let's do it. Just pull the lid right off that shit.
I'm curious as to like your aspect on when companies like DC or Marvel suddenly change a character to be a certain preference.
When it is handled appropriately, like I felt Tim Sheridan did a great job with Alan Scott, and Mark even agrees with me over at Legion of Comics, I think it's well done. The idea that Tim Sheridan is taking experiences from real world servicemen of that era and the difficulty of living their true lives and what they experienced and brought that to adapt it to Alan Scott, I thought was brilliant. Right? Okay. Now, do some things get mismanaged and mangled? Iceman coming out, by the way, I want you to know, I met Louise Simonson years ago. Louise Simonson was like, I was trying to make him gay in X Factor. It only made sense, but no one would let me do it. So for years, I have been on the Iceman is gay train. And it's not just Louise Simonson. I met multiple people, and this story gets real sad, and fun, right? So because one of my younger comic book store friends, he really, really, really loved Iceman, and Iceman coming out destroyed Iceman for him, right? Which of course was heartbreaking for me. But I didn't like the way how Bendis handled Iceman coming out with past Iceman thinking about Angel and Jean probing his freaking mind. So I wasn't keen on that. Then they dropped it like a hot potato. Right. And then X-Men 600, Big Bobby and Little Bobby have their special talk. I can't believe you have so much more confidence than me. You know, and I'm like, sure, maybe there's some merit here. I'm not loving it. Then the first Iceman series comes, and the issue 1, I was just like, And then by issue 4, I was like, I love this so much. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. I was like, I need to buy extra copies to give to people because I love it so much. And I really did. I really did. Oh my God, where are you? I seriously kept a copy of it nearby just for this. What the hell did I do with it?
For those of you who don't know, what Cliff is talking about as far as like Iceman, this was in like the all new X-Men. It was Brian Michael Bendis run. It was towards the end of his run actually, where Jean had sat there and actually read his mind and learned that he was homosexual, and it was very, there was no build up to it at all. There was, and it was quick to the point. Here you go. We've changed this X-Men, and off to the races. It was extremely rushed, and like I said, there was no build up to it at all. It was it was an odd read, very odd read.
Right, and so I didn't appreciate that, but still, I was always on board. I can't believe I was literally looking at it like an hour ago, and so I must have moved it in my sleep. Anyhow, Cena Grace wanted to write Wolverine. And they're like, no, dude, you're queer. We're giving you Iceman. And he told a very authentic story. And still, friends of mine, multiple, who loved Iceman, they couldn't deal it. They're like, I don't want to read a gay story. And I'm like, that's so incredibly hurtful and crazy to me. All my life, I have been reading straight stories, watching straight films that gays, if they get to live, are only the best friend hanging out. I'm like, how is it too rough to read a queer title? But I didn't care. I loved both series that Cena did. They were fantastic. I loved them. Yeah. I love Steve Orlando's Midnighter and Midnighter and Apollo. I think they're great, authentic, true, just like what, like Midnighter and Apollo are absolutely like, they're not like textbook, right? But I still really, exactly, like Warren Ellis is like, that's it, they're gay, they're a couple, that's it. Superman screws Batman and they're having a great time. And people loved it. People were coming out to read The Authority, and some Midnight and Apollo had a big ass fucking wedding in The Authority, and somehow the same people who were shaking in their boots because B said maybe I'm gay were the same people buying The Authority, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't understand this. But to have friends abandon Iceman because like they couldn't handle the gayness was really like rough for me. So there is that, and then there are other books. Like I can't think of anything. Like I love Sandman. Sandman's first arc is amazing. I love that. I love the word battle in Hell. I thought that was very impressive. I'm currently obsessed with team up books.
What team ups?
Marvel team up, DC Comics presents Brave and the original Brave and the Bold.
Yes, I love that Brave and the Bold. The original, the volume 1 is the most underappreciated like volume I think ever. Like there's so much that's going on, and there's so many keys in that volume. Like I don't know. I find them in dollar bins all the time. Like, so I love it.
Which one are you? Which Brave and the Bold series are you talking about?
The volume 1.
Right, but you're not going to find volume 1, but you mean later series volume 1s.
What do you mean later series?
Like 200s, 300s, like higher up.
No.
Okay, then we're not talking about the same thing, because Brave and the Bold early issues feature the first appearance of the Justice League, things like that.
Bruh, we're talking about the same volume. I find those in dollar bins.
Oh, are you talking about like the Shining Knight ones?
Shining Knight ones?
Yes, the really old ass ones. Damn, I wish I had some Brave and the Bold right here so I could be like, this is amazing and a classic and worth thousands of dollars.
I told you to get ready.
You did tell me to get ready. This is terrible.
I told you to get prepared.
I wasn't emotionally prepared for this. Emotional damage.
See, I'm showing books. You're supposed to be showing books, not me.
That's what I'm saying. You pull that out. I'll pull something else out, and it'll be appropriate. It'll be appropriate. Don't y'all get thinking.
This right here. I found this for $1.
Right, but that's one of the later issues. What number is that?
It is a later issue. It's not below 100. It's 123.
Right. Okay, so yeah, so all the ones before Batman takes over as the star are the ones where it's like they get expensive.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. But I'll see what you're talking about now. No, yeah, I find all the Batman ones for $1. So here's 103.
Yeah, they're all gonna be money.
Six.
You realize this?
Do what now?
They're all gonna be money. It's only a matter of time.
Now this wasn't $1, but
there you go. There you go. That one's serious. That one is serious.
But no, my plan is to get all the ones that Batman is in, and that's what I want from that Brave and the Bold, and the Hawkman. There's a Hawkman little run in there as well. I want all that from the Brave and the Bold. That's what I'm hunting for, and I know like I'm not gonna find that in a dollar bin, but Batman all day, and Batman started in like issue 60 something, maybe it was 70 something. And I think there's a Neil Adams cover in there as well.
Oh, there's definitely a Neil Adams cover in there.
Like his first Batman, I think, is in there. Like his first Batman cover.
I am absolutely sure.
So yeah, no, that's what it is. Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up.
No, okay, good. I'm like the early issues are crazy, you know?
Well, that series only went to 200.
That's
the first volume. It ended at 200. So
right.
It's only a 200 issue run, but yes, it does have like first Suicide, first Teen Titans, the Hawkman series, and then Batman took over. Like I said, around 60, 70.
It does not have the first Teen Titans, my friend. Oh wait, it does. It does have the old Teen Titans. You're right. I'm dumb. Right. First, it's got the Robin, Kid Flash, Aqualad crossover.
Yes.
Followed by the next issue, the new Teen Titans, because they are the Teen Titans, because they are not the Teen Titans until freaking Wonder Girl shows up.
Well, and Wonder Girl shows up in that issue, does she not? Isn't that her first appearance?
That's her first. The next, so the second issue they team up to get the real name. That's her first appearance.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they had to start clearing up who is Wonder Girl.
That's where the monster's like on the cover and he's like holding them like he's going to eat them or something like that. Yeah. Gotcha.
Love it.
See, we're on it. We're on it, Cliff.
We are.
We like some things together. See?
We do like some things together. We do like some things together.
Did you find any Brave and the Bold?
No.
What the hell? You're killing me here, Smalls.
Well, dude, like my collection is like is in disarray.
What's in your hands?
New stuff.
What is it?
The wedding special.
Oh, nice. Homage to that Amazing Spider-Man 2021?
The annual, yes.
Annual, yeah.
And it came out 1 week before the anniversary of that Amazing Spider-Man annual. I only wish it had come at the same time.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Then we got some Helverine.
Okay. Foil.
Yep. And of course,
I thought you weren't buying books. This stuff is new. This is like last week's stuff, is it not?
No, it's a few weeks ago already. So like this week, Ultimate Spider-Man 6 came out, and all my stuff ended at Ultimate Spider-Man 5. So no, this is very abrupt. So do you want to have a real talk about that?
Yeah.
So my finances, I'm not going to get into it. That's too personal. But my finances are terrible.
Oh yeah, no.
And so it's been like really hard for me, and I was like struggling and trying to do so many things, trying so hard to get ahead of, and you know when you're trying to get ahead of everything, but you just feel like you're drowning, right?
Yeah.
And then you already have a mental condition where you already feel like you're drowning to begin with.
Yeah.
So it really just felt inescapable. And then I missed Heroes Con, and that's it. It just it shattered me, right? And I got all sorts of people talking about Terrific Con, Velvet Joker's going. He already got the room. He's like, bro, just give me half when you have it. He got the cheap room on the outskirt of the casino, so like we can handle it. Black Crown is coming, Principal Defects is coming, DJ Lynx is coming, yes, Izzyverse is gonna be there, and then and then it's just this cavalcade. I'm gonna use the word cavalcade of celebrity comic book artists and writers. I mean, Jim Lee, Al Milgrom, Chris Claremont are going to be in the same damn room.
Oh, nice.
And that's just 3 out of 100 people. Our boy, our comic book community pal, Ryan Gary Brown, is going to be there. Very Gary Comics is going to be there. All sorts of comic book vendors will be there. I'm very, very excited for it, and I cannot F this up. So every free moment I have, I've been dedicated to hustling to get every penny I can so I can save up for that because it's August 16th and I need to be able to go. And again, what is the main reason I want to go for? I just want to fucking see people. If I pick up a comic that I want, which it's very likely to happen because there's lots of good shit there usually, right? But if I pick up a comic that I'm looking for, that'll just be grand. That'll be grand, But it's all about meeting people that's driving you. Look, it's all about meeting people and hopefully some of them driving me because I would appreciate it. Nice. And
Matty Forge? No. Who is it?
Yeah, absolutely. He's my number one. Hey, yeah, they're my number one. I want a pressable sandwich so bad. I was like, let them panini press me. Let it happen. I got quality juicy meats for that sandwich. Bottom tier. Man, that was a crazy. That was not a con. That was not a comic con. I can't call it that anymore. It was that sounds sad. That sounds sad. It was bad, man. It was bad. So you're talking about all the celebrities. Are you what a lot of people will call a signature whore, or is that you? Do you enjoy going and meeting and getting signatures? I mean, I do. By the way, look. Oh yeah, Man of Steel. Is that number 4? No, number 2. Okay, number 2. Right, and it's not. This is one my sister got me when I had a lump removed from my arm. Right. Okay. So she went to a comic store in Connecticut and got a complete set. So I got a complete non-newsstand set for my sister when I came out of the operation. Nice. It's from that. Nice. I was gonna say, let me keep digging. I got some past goodies. You want to talk about being a signature whore? Oh, that's awesome. Who's that by? Yeah, this was a quick sketch by Tom Rainey for me. Quick. Nice. That looks amazing. Yeah. Where'd you get that at? That was the year before the first Terrificon when he didn't even have a name for it yet. Okay. This one is from Albany Comic Con 2011, and it was done by Christian St. Pierre. Oh, wow. That's so cool. That's Storm, right? That is Storm. You know it, baby. Okay. I like Storm with the headband and the swimsuit piece. That's probably one of my favorite outfits. And it's not because it's a lady in a scantily whatever. I just like the way that's done. So I was 17 years old, and I went to the Kingston Armory in Kingston, New York, to meet a young gentleman that worked on this Angela miniseries so that he could sign it for me. Nice. So they're all signed by Capullo. Oh wow! And by the way, he was so hot. Oh my god! 17-year-old me was like, and then my friend that drove me was also hot, and I was like, oh my god! Everyone has muscles and oh god, hormones are terrible. Being a teenager is awful. What? How was Capullo? I'm interested to hear. Was he pleasant? A fucking delight. Okay. He was great. I loved him. Loved him. It was my first time meeting Ron Mars as well. Loved him. Yeah, now he's Buff Daddy, but back then he was like, hot. He was like hot Gym Daddy. There's like hot Gym. Well, not even hot Gym Daddy. He was just like hot Gym Rat, and I was feeling it. I love a Gym Rat. I don't know. I'm just so anyhow. So I was like, I love this series. It's so beautiful. I love the arc. You got to tell Todd to give you more work. And he was like, dude, I love for Todd to give me more. Write fan letters. So it was great. We had a good time. So then skip to many years later for the New 52 when Rob Liefeld starts coming out his face in the DMs to Scott Snyder saying, your book is only doing better than mine because you're doing Batman. I'm doing fucking Hawk and Dove, And that's right. A lot of people don't remember, all right? But that trashy website run by Rich Johnson, they remember. So anyhow, so that happened, and then I got up in the tweets, and Capullo wrote like a really beautiful, like, hey, we're all one community, we work together, blah blah blah, like really sweet shit, right? And I was like, you were a class act when I met you at the Kingston Armory when I was 17, and you are a class act today. And he wrote back, he's like, damn, I'm feeling old. The Kingston Armory was a long time ago.
He's one of my favorite. Like I absolutely love his work. He's absolutely one of my favorite, and I love seeing him draw Batman. He's one of my favorite on Batman.
Listen, and he's a great guy. He really is. I really like him. I've met him other times in recent years, and he's just always great. He's just happy. He's just happy to be doing the work.
That's
all
awesome.
Right. This one's from Mark McKenna.
Oh, cool.
And this one is from Paul Abrams.
Okay.
Now,
I like that Sue. I like that one. That was a little different. I like that.
So this is a very controversial issue. I met Paul at Albany Comic-Con. I love Paul, right? And Paul shared artwork with me and my friends in which he did the finishes for many issues of the X-Men that were John Romita Jr.'s.
Oh, cool.
Not cool. Because people don't know it. Because when I say when I talk trash about John Romita Jr., they're like, no, why are you like that? And I was like, because people like this man, were house artists cleaning up the work of others. He used to do it for
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So he
was still getting all the credit. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, so now you have modern day people, right, who they believe the lore, and they're like, oh, that's his old style when he used to draw a little bit more like his dad. And I was like, no, his dad's buddies were cleaning it all up. But,
So Chicago Schultze's in the house. What's going on, Chicago? Appreciate you coming out.
Yo, Chicago Schultze, my family member who I don't appreciate in Chicago, but he is a food connoisseur. So you could go check him out. Fox Pena, go find him. He was recently on the local news in Chicago. If I liked him more, I'd be more proud of him.
Bottom tier says he trashes John Romita Jr. too, because he thinks he's trash. So hearing that just makes it even worse.
That's exactly how I felt, because I already was picking on him, because like the guy who owns our LCS, Anthony, who I love, wonderful, one of my best friends, he's like, why are you so angry? I'm like holding the cover with the tiny Spider-Man ankles, and I was like, this is atrocious. I'm like, I can't handle this, Anthony, right? And then we're like talking to Paul. Paul's telling us this shit, and Anthony's there like brokenhearted. But also, like, I don't like to talk about it too much because A, it's me being a gossip. B, it's like not my story to tell. But also, I get really upset when people keep praising him and telling me I absolutely don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, no, I went to my first big show when I was 14. My mother drove to Baltimore. No, wait, not Baltimore. We drove to Boston with our friend Yvette, who we're still friends with today. We go to Boston. My mother bought me the ticket to this Boston Comic-Con that we found in the freaking newspaper, okay? Paid for my ticket, gave me $200, and shoved me off, and I was like, see you in a few hours. And, like, that was it.
That's funny.
And I met Mark Bagley at that show.
Oh, nice.
I told him how much I love Spider-Man. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm leaving Spider-Man. I'm like, oh my God, why are you leaving Spider-Man? I met Mike Mignola at that show, and I had him sign the four annuals that he did the crossover for the X-Men. It was the Proteus saga that summer.
Okay.
So he did all of that, and I had him sign one issue of Superman. He did that did the origin of Silver Banshee, right? So he signed that. That was cool.
How was he?
At that time of my life, he was very nice, very good. I have not seen him in recent years, so I'm not sure about recent years.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I want to tell you, I know the term gatekeeper can be used for good or for bad. I wish we were a more unified community, like outside of this unified community. And I wish we had been better gatekeepers for comic book writers and artists, because we enjoyed it. We took it. We kind of took it for granted. Some of us, like those of us who didn't quit, those of us who didn't suddenly re-emerge on the scene, right? Mm-hmm. Sorry, my monitor is bothering me. Because that's where the $10 signature, $20 signature, that's where it came from. You know, it came from this era of where we let people get away with stuff. You know, and I would be at shows and I would see a guy with 2 short boxes full of Jim Lee comics being like, no, I paid for this. Jim Lee's going to sign all my books. And I'm like, nothing entitles you that. And he's like, I don't care. I'll complain or whatever, And the thing is, what pisses me off is guys like him got his way,
Yeah.
And it just, and again, because I guess legally they never put specific limitations or anything, right? Really annoying stuff. So guys like him still exist. Guys like him were near Comic-Con 2 years ago on Peach's line. And when I came back 2 hours later, Peach's line was disassembled and no one could go near Peach. And there was 4 people protecting her, because people lost it, because she couldn't do a sketch for everybody. She couldn't sign 380 books.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is they're hoping that you use common sense is what it boils down to.
Yes.
In my mind, 3 books. If you're just getting signed, 3 books seems like a max, like a cutoff. That's all you need to bring. Because, these people got to use their time, not only their time, but just the effort to sit there and just continually write their name however many hours.
Let's do a worse story, okay? 2017, I actually have my press badge. It's like I'm having the gayest time of my life at New York Comic Con. I'm interviewing celebrities. I'm getting celebrities. I got to meet Joe McHale. My ass was this big. It was amazing. I was living my best big gay Oprah life. It was happening for me, right? And down in Artist Alley, Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson, wonderful, right? And this douchebag is there, and he's like, oh, my sister's sick. She's in the hospital. She's battling cancer. If you could have a Wonder Woman done for me, okay, we'll do that. That's terrible, right?
Yeah.
Yes, most people know the story. He pressured the fuck out of them, and that night he had the shit for sale. And Rachel got on Twitter and was like, this ain't ever happening again. We are putting down the gates and restricting. They've gotten better. Now they've creeped back up. But the thing is, that was really terrible. And that really hurt 2 really wonderful, kind people that I enjoy meeting at shows. And
yeah.
I was just so pissed. But I do like it. Now when I see people, if you watch the 2022 Council of Comics video of me and Sam in the city, you will see that a lot of creators get up and hug me because I've been seeing them for 20 freaking years. I mean, going to shows, getting stuff signed. I've even worked with people who work with them on comic book projects because I worked with them at the IBM. It's so weird, but I've got all this cool interconnection. Yeah, Wills was special.
Let's say hello to Hyper Combo Comics. What's going on, homie? Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you very much. I have to hit you up on IG as well, so that's awesome. Cool. All right. So you like signatures? You like stories? What about covers? Okay? What you got?
There's my George Perez right there, and Marv Wolfman right there.
Nice, double signed.
So I got that because you want tricks. You want tricks. You said, right? You want me to
Yeah,
share
tips, tricks. Yeah.
So my favorite place is my comic shop.
MyComicShop.com.
Yes, I absolutely love it.
Yes.
Now, when you click on new listings, right? You can. You know what? Hold on a second.
We sharing?
We're about to.
Yes.
So I've clicked on new listings, right?
All right.
And we could sort. So one day I'm here and I just put in, I want it graded by CGC, right? And I want buy it now because I don't want to waste time with anything else, right? You could sort by owner, right? Because it could be consignment, but that day I went with consignment, right? Just went with it. Buy it now, consignment. And I went when I did a search. And you see all sorts of things happening here.
Right.
But I found that Batman dual signature for $80.
Oh, wow.
And I jumped on it so freaking fast.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that.
And as you see here, like this Tomb of Dracula or best offer, right? And actually, I don't know. At this point, I would jump over to cover price to make a comparison, right?
Right.
And see if this is like really worth my time and my money, right? Especially if you notice here, there's a buyer's premium, right?
It's like 3%, I believe.
Yeah, and then of course you can make an offer. You could take 20% right off it. So let me tell you about taking 20% right off it. That Thor hiding behind the advancement pride flag is the first appearance of Great Gargoyle in a 2.0.
Nice.
So the gentleman wanted 60 for this, right?
Yeah.
And I put it in offer for 40, and he was like, okay, and that was it.
Wow. And that was on my comic shop?
And that was on my comic shop.
Wow. Nice.
And you know what's really funny is it was circumstances, just talking casually, where he was a guest with somebody else, right? And like it wasn't his show. And he's just like, oh, I used to not be down with my comic book shop, but then so-and-so got me into it, and then that was it, right? And then there you have it. But he said, the navigating the site was difficult. Navigating that site compared to Mile High Comics site is night and day. So yes,
right.
It does take some time to get a little bit used to navigating my comic shop, but it is great. So great.
I 100% agree. It's fantastic. I do all my new comic book day, everything like pretty much comes through my comic shop. So I love it. Absolutely love it.
Listen, I really, 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 really enjoy it. Let's see here. Let's put my screen back, my thingy back. There we go.
Do you do their sorry, hold on.
I don't do anything else with them. I just fish.
You don't do their Tuesday dollar bins?
Oh yeah, of course. Like that's good too. But anyhow, you see, look at this. $20 first issue special CGC 9.4.
Yeah.
That book is mine. That book is mine on the wall.
Nice.
I had the winning bid on that, excellent. Let's see here. This whole no, not that whole. Let's keep going. Oh my God, this Invaders, that was painful because me with my fingers, I screwed it up. But this Marvel team up, 8.5, baby. 8.5.
And for how much?
For 140. And again,
yeah.
it was a purchase I should not have made. But there's my 140. Do you know someone tried to offer me a Marvel team up number 1 8.0 for 290? And I was like, oh my God, you are so late to this dinner party. I was like, I'm so sorry, boss. I'm so sorry. But now that I've brought it up, I've never shown it to anybody.
Yes, exclusive.
So
There's my honey. Hey, honey, love you bunches.
Mrs. 22, my girl. Telling me to check myself before I wreck myself. Woo.
Hyper says, with my luck, if I put in an offer for 40, the price would get countered for it to 80. What?
That's not how that works. It's like denied. Is that all that happens?
My honey says, sup, boy.
And you know what's funny, Hyper? Is luck is very funny. I'm very lucky at getting a good deal at comics, and I'm very unlucky at selling them. And I'm very unlucky, and I'm very unlucky at being able to buy them when I have sufficient funds. And then I do stupid things, and then I'm filled with regret and remorse and guilt and self-loathing. And that's when you have the conversation with yourself where you're like, destroy the empire. No more new books. They're not even that good anyway. That's it. That's how we go off the wall. Now, this is one of my keys of the year in this box that I also got for a good value off of my comic shop in an auction.
This is one of your gold books for the year?
This is one of my gold books for the year.
Okay.
I meant to. I have another gold book, and I meant to share it with you, and I left the box in my bedroom on the upstairs.
You're good. Let me ask you this real quick while you're getting that set up. You're talking about you're being done with the new books and stuff like that. I've heard a lot of praise about Ultimate Spider-Man. It's it still as hype?
It's great.
Okay.
I'm partially punishing myself, but I have to do what I have to do for me.
Right. No, I get it. Nice. Let's go. Submariner. Which is that 15?
No, this is 35.
35, okay.
Right?
Nice.
But it's one of the pre-Defender stories. So my goal was to get all the pre-Defenders issues, and then Marvel Premiere 1, 2, and 3, and then Defenders 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So, Spidey's powdered tumblers, a wonderful human being. He sent me an AOK, and Defenders number 1 was in the AOK.
Yes, that's awesome.
And then he found a graded Defenders number 1, and he was like, you know what? I decided to treat myself since I sent my raw copy to Cliff. And I was like, yeah.
You helped him get a graded book. That's like double the win.
No, I'm the winner that someone should take time to care about me so much and send me an AOK.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I really appreciate it. And then so this is on the list. So I've got some from the list.
Nice.
And I was picking ones that were like a little bit difficult, but like not like outrageously difficult. So that was like first 3 Defenders, first 3 appearances of Defenders, plus all the pre-Defenders, right? And then that's it. And then I would figure I'll do the first 3 Marvel Team Up slab. That sounds really cool because they're all like Human Torch issues, right? And then I'll just try to do a run of Marvel Team Up. Got carried away there. And then I was like, and I'm gonna do some Invaders. So I've got the Invaders first appearance, that 4.0.
Nice.
Yep. And I got that on eBay.
Okay.
For $45.
Nice.
And then shipping. And then shipping if we're gonna count.
Yeah. That's which Avenger? That's Avengers. Which number is that?
71.
71. Okay.
And I love that cover. It's just such a great cover.
It is a cool cover. Because that's them like almost battling Black Panther, isn't it? Like Black Panther's kind of taking them on.
Yeah, well, right. They're battling Black Panther and the Invaders. Yeah. Everyone's like, what are the Invaders doing here?
Tony from Commieverse is up in the house. What's going on, Tony? Appreciate you coming
Tony,
out this evening.
I love Tony. Tony's great. Tony's wonderful.
Everybody just talking about how they get treated by certain people, as far as like wheeling and dealing with books. No, not you.
Yeah, no, your local LCS should treat you like $1 million, as far as I'm concerned. We give them well, in my case, right? Because I give him my time, my money, and my genuine affection, since he's one of my best friends. Here it is. For the first time ever, everybody.
Hey, nice.
So great.
What's the significance of that?
It's just the woman that they rescue in this issue turns out to be Misty Knight.
Monica. Miss what?
Misty Knight.
Okay. Yeah. I remember that was like one of those retconned issues or something like that.
If you were about to say Monica Rambeau,
I was.
Then that's Amazing Spider-Man annual number 15 over there.
The vagina cover, yes.
You know what? You haven't seen. There's an issue of Midnighter and Apollo that is truly a vagina cover, because Midnighter is walking into hell to rescue Apollo, so it's vaginal walls and the clitoris is the devil's head. And that shit is brilliant, but they like recolored it in like brown tones, so it's not like super obvious. And DC approved that cover, but the minute you see it, you can't unsee it.
That's great. You got any other awesome books you want to show off, Cliff?
I mean, I could talk forever. I mean, I snatched up the first appearance of Power Girl because I've always wanted it, and I got a really good deal again on my comic shop, and I got it specifically to appear on Only Slabs.
Okay. Nice.
And Rob is like, why are you buying books to appear on the show? I was like, because I'm sick in the head. And then the day I was going to be on Only Slabs, I'm in New Jersey at King Con, and I picked up that Tales to Astonish Namor reprint over here.
Okay.
I wheeled and dealed to get this Spidey Super Stories #1. So I had both of them hot and fresh for Only Slabs. And I mean, it's just really kind of funny. But and it's really weird because like while I was explaining that I was thinking a lot about Empire Comics while I was there, because I'm meeting DJ Links for the first time. DJ never got to meet Angel. I was really having a moment, and he loves Spider-Man so much. So the fact that I saw Spidey's Spidey Super Stories #1 as I'm preparing to leave, I was like, I gotta get this. It was just like. There was just something about that particular book, because there was like a lot of other Spider-Man stuff there, but it was like more flash than substance, right?
Yeah.
So, by the way, getting that restored grade 5.0, right, was $60, right? And somebody wanted a blue label 3.0. They wanted $80, and I was like,
Wow.
And
is that a 5.0?
Yeah, that's a 5.0.
Okay, nice.
And it's great. And then you see my Spectacular Spider-Man over here?
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's restored too?
Restored in a 9.2.
Nice.
Do I give a fuck? $40, bitches. $40.
That's funny.
Pennies on the motherfucking dollar. And you see that bronze label?
Oh, that's nice. Yes.
That's from the Savannah Pedigree collection, and I won that on eBay, and it shocked the hell out of me. So this is now it doesn't even say it on the label, right? It's just the death of Dinah Lance's husband, right? Which is going to lead to Dinah Lance leaving Earth 2 as Black Canary and coming to Earth 1. But this is officially the first meeting of Earth 1 and Earth 2 Superman.
Oh, cool.
Right? And that is the significance of why I wanted it. But the fact that it's a 7.5 Justice League number 74, all right, and it's a pedigree, I was like, well, shit. And again, I couldn't afford it, but I did it. And
it's a nice book, though.
It's a gorgeous book.
Yeah.
I might die for that book if I had to protect it.
Skulder Comics, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming out. Thank you, sir. Trev, the shipping guru, is in the house. What's going on, homie? Thank you for coming out, too.
I love Trev. Love.
Right?
Yes. Let me find my
underwear.
Like a what?
Underwear goes outside the pants.
That's right, Superman. All right.
See, I'm not a underoos on the outside.
Listen, we're not going to have that conversation. And then this one I won in an auction for $40, which was just awful because I was like, well, shit, I didn't mean to win 3 auctions. You know, I just bid on this one for fun, and motherfuckers let me win it.
That just means it was meant to be. Nice.
So those are the 3 that I won in an auction a while ago, and I basically saved them for this evening. So you are welcome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Exclusives right there. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really something else. And here's another one. So I bought one of those $50 blind 9.8s from Big Time Collectibles.
Okay.
Right? So the box just showed up, and I was just like, boy, I hope this isn't trash. And out comes a virgin cover X-Men thing that was cool. It was whatever. I love the guy who did the cover. That's the point. It was just a beautiful cover. And then when I pulled out that beautiful X-Men cover book, and then this beauty is underneath.
Nice. Yes. I like the foils of I like that, the added foil to the reprint or the facsimile or quote unquote facsimile.
So yes, I very much enjoyed this. Very much. And this is a very nice surprise.
Nice label too.
Oh, I love that. And that label is on my Omega Red first appearance up there.
Nice.
All right. You can see it, right? I hope.
Yeah.
All right. So that is what, 32 years old now?
I mean, yeah, probably so. Yeah, it was 90s, early 90s.
Right. So '92. Right?
Wow.
So this is off the rack from my comic book dealer. I still didn't have an LCS, so my comic book guy was in the flea market, and I would have to beg my mother to take me every weekend, even in the winter, which she hated. So in the winter, we saw him like maybe every other week. So this right here is mine. It survived moving 3 different houses. It has spent 14 years in my boiler room on the other side of this wall. And I sent it to CGC. And it came back signed by Jim Lee and Scott Williams in a 9.4.
Nice.
I am so proud that my baby came such a long way with me.
Right?
And
did you have it pressed before sending it out or have it pressed by CGC?
I actually paid for CGC pressing because I was desperate. Yeah. Now,
that's funny.
Omega Red's dope. Now mine, and of course, because he came out of my childhood, he's extra exciting. Now mine, if we're gonna get back to some Pride stories, it is still Pride Month, so let's shake that up. So my first 2 adult CGC submissions are this foil convention exclusive of Son of Kal-El #1 that Tom Taylor signed.
Okay.
And Son of Kal-El #5, where he actually comes out and Tom Taylor signed. And this is my first submission with my brand new CGC account back in 2022. And I sent these out and they came back. And of course, because I joined the membership, the credit I earned in the membership applied to those 2 and it was sent back to me.
Right. That's awesome. Nice. Yeah. So,
did this answer any of your questions about how I collect? Like it goes Superman, Legion of Superheroes, X Factor, X-Men, and then obviously in my adult life I have mental issues, and then it just becomes just snatching shit up left and right wherever I can, you know, being like, oh my god, it's an opportunity, I have to do it because we're all gonna die. And
No, I think you gave us a clear view of like just what you enjoy, man. You enjoy certain stories, and so you showed off stories. You enjoy sitting there getting artwork from creators and stuff like that. Like, in perfect example right there. Who's that by?
so this one is Dexter Vines,
Okay.
and this was done in 2011. And this is one that I actually paid for. And I had a couple CGC books from Michael Turner and a couple from 2011. I had to sell all of them at the time I owned a comic book store, so they're all gone to me. Now, I may have a chance to get one of them back, but one of them that I sold was a 9.9 sketch variant CGC signature Michael Turner, and
Wow.
I saw it online a few months ago sell for $4,000.
Wow.
So I was devastated. But you know what?
Yeah.
We pay the rent and wrap it up.
That's funny.
What's funny? The WoW or the fire?
No, you were saying something about paying the rent or whatever and wrapping it up.
Oh yeah, no, I was paying the rent because I wanted to get out of there. My year of owning a comic store was awful. I had 2 good days in 1 year. One was the day Phil Jimenez came and did the signatures, and one was the day this random kid with his governess showed up, and he just bought my 2 most expensive books and took off.
Wow.
And the rest was just a consistent struggle. But listen, I got a lot of friendships out of that, and that's a good thing. And that's what I cherish about the experience now that I'm over all the trauma.
I was gonna say, especially like considering you're wanting to go to not Fan Expo. Was it Fan Expo? No, it was. What was the other one? Terrificon. Yes. Yeah, to go meet everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because it's an evolution, right? First and foremost, I will always love meeting particular celebrities. That's actually number 2. Number 1 would be the artist, and number 3, which is also kind of number 1, is meeting the people, right? Because I learned a long time ago from all my trips to Wizard World Philadelphia that a big part of my enjoyment was the social aspect, you know? And a big part for me was having tradition. I remember, so in 2007, it was Father's Day, and I was in Philadelphia, and I was so mad because my parents took off for the casino for Father's Day, right? And so no one was answering their phone. I'm having breakfast with comic book artist Mark Sparaccio, right? With my teenage sidekick Benny. And he paid for our breakfast. It was amazing. And I'm just trying to reach my father and wish him happy Father's Day, you know? And it was just crazy. But I eventually got a hold of them later. And the gifts that I ordered for my dad showed up. So I ordered a treat box. Like, it was like a Betty Crocker treat box. But the treat box was inside a Hawaiian shirt. And my father at that time owned a Mr. Smoothie. So he was wearing a Hawaiian shirt to work every day, right?
Okay.
So I thought that was so cute. And then, of course, I've explained on my TikTok that I wear Hawaiian shirts on Friday during the summer because A, it's Hawaiian Friday, but also to remember my dad, because June is my dad's birthday. June is Father's Day. June is also when my father passed away. So June 23rd will be 17 years. It's 17 years that my father passed away. Okay. So, and don't worry that I made this somber. Don't worry, we'll come back to Cliff Clap's Coochie in a minute and we'll make it nice again.
I was letting you take a serious moment. I was
Like you got so quiet that I was like, oh no, it's like this is gonna. I was like, it's gonna get somber. He's gonna let me cry. This is gonna go crazy. Let me get my water ready. Oh my goodness, my lips are already getting dry. But anyhow, it's to celebrate my dad.
Yeah.
It's really funny because I bought the first 2 shirts for his funeral, and we were all, of course, it happened so fast. It was just a widowmaker heart attack, you know. And so like it just caught everybody. It was 2 weeks after his 60th birthday, so it just blindsided us, and everyone was frazzled. So we made a joint decision. My father was never a religious person, so we are going to keep it light, and we think that would be what he wants. So we're going with light. And let me tell you, it was like we had so many flowers in the room, you could barely recognize the room. So you get like a checklist from our funeral home. My sister checked every fucking box, even the freaking limo, which was hilarious because I ended up using the limo on the day of the burial with my mom. So it was beautiful. My sister got a brand new haircut. My mom got a brand new wig. Guess what? They look like twins. People walking in to my sister being like, oh, Minnie, I'm so sorry. And my sister's like, my mom's over there. Oh, remember the trip we took to New York City? Yeah, my mom is over there. So we get back to my house, and of course, when we get back to my parents' house where I'm living there, of course, because I'm the youngest and we're Puerto Rican, and that's just how things go. So my sister spends the weekend with us, and the Canadians all have come down. My Canadian family members, right? Nearly all of them came. My grandparents couldn't come. That was very emotional. So my cousins have got cases of wine. The wine store is like 1 mile from us. From our door to the liquor store, it's 1 mile, right? The Canadians come in with all this wine. We're just drinking away. And my sister is now in a comfortable top and Daisy Dukes. And she goes, and Mom, if you ever look like me again at any other function, I swear I'm going to kill you.
That's funny.
So, like,
well, it sounds like y'all had a good send-off then.
We had a great send-off, and I'll tell you one more cute thing because I know we're going into almost 2 hours. We told the funeral home because they were trying to please us so bad. Like my mom ordered a heart, but the heart comes with white roses making a crack in the center. And she goes, I don't want a crack. I want something that represents my love. It needs to be all red. So it showed up with the white roses. And so we were there for the first viewing in the morning. And the guy's like, is everything okay? She goes, everything's beautiful. But I said no white roses. And he's like, understood, ma'am. So we come back for the evening viewing. That shit was hand-plucked the white ones out and hand-plucked the red ones in. I was like, that shit looked brighter than a fresh strawberry. It was amazing, you know? So, like, what would you like to crack up? So that was one thing. And then, like, the only special request we had was we need a Canadian flag. My father was only a resident. He never became an American citizen. Like, we need something that represents Canada. We need the flag. Like, find us a flag, right?
Yeah.
They turned pale as a ghost. It was like 4 days of like, we're trying to find something. So now we're at the cemetery for the burial, and they've got the topper, which, of course, I didn't even know what a freaking topper was until that day. And it's the big wooden thing that they put over, you know, the casket before they dump all the dirt down and everything after you guys have left the area.
Yeah.
And so the topper's sitting there, and the funeral home guy is so proud with a big grin because they found a sticker of the Canadian flag to go on the topper. And honestly, like, they had done so much for us that I was like, the sticker was disappointing, but I was like, yo, y'all have done so well. So I just pat the guy on the shoulder. I'm like, thank you. That is so well done. I really appreciate it. Because they were struggling for 3 days to get a Canadian flag of some form. They were thrilled that they found a sticker. You know, and then my Canadian relatives, they're like looking at the Canadian relatives, like, look at the Canadian relatives. They're like, yeah, because they didn't know we made that request. You know, so that's so funny. They were like, why are you pointing at our flag? We're crying. What are you doing?
That's fantastic.
So I hope that I appropriately shared with you guys. I hope this was the uncensored that everybody was hoping for. I am sorry that, like, my collection is not organized in a manner of my liking whatsoever, and it's going to be that way for a while. I'm struggling with it, but hey, this room is happening.
Dude, you did fantastic. Okay, you got an amazing wall book right there. The books that you showed off are freaking awesome. Like, don't down yourself at all on this. Like, this was awesome. This is a great time. I had a blast. So, and I know that the chat had a blast as well. This was awesome. I greatly appreciate you coming on here, hanging out with me, and talking about your collection and stuff like that. Before we sit there and we start getting off, do you happen to have any kind of like last minute just tip or trick? Because I know we sat there when we went through my comic shop and we talked about one earlier on. Do you have anything else just to send us off with? If not, that's cool. But just I want to throw it out there.
How about the best comic shows are real comic book shows or real comic book conventions?
100.
Okay. So you got to know what they are, and I can only tell you from my personal experience and from what others have shared for me. Right. So Heroes Con, we have 180 hours of 2024 Heroes Con footage. Okay. So if that doesn't convince you that place is the shopping hall of justice, I don't fucking know what else. So Heroes Con, Baltimore Comic Con is still a real convention. I love it. Thank you, Marcos. And Terrific Con is still a real comic book convention. I love it. Like the Clippers was saying, I was like, bitch, I said all sorts of shit. I was like, fuck you. We're gonna have a problem. How dare you disrespect Captain America? Yeah, it was all over the place. So by the way, John, like I pitched a comic today, and like if that shit's gonna be real and you want to write it with me, like let's do it, baby. So like let's hope it's gonna actually happen. So Baltimore Comic Con, real comic book show. Terrific Con is a real comic book show. That 3 Men in the Basement shit that they threw together, that this is not their first year, but the comic swap that I went to where I saw DJ Links and Principal Defects, whatever.
King Kong?
No. King Kong was also very good, but small. But this thing was like a little get-together, small, but motherfuckers came low. I could have gotten No, that's not true. I could have gotten 90%. 90% of the remainder of my list checked off. If I had the money, I could have done it right in that show.
Nice.
And I came home with over $155 in comic books, and I came home with 2 slabs and over 155 comic books.
Nice.
Loved it. I had a great time. Now, of course, some of that was a few people just really liked me and just gave me stuff, which shout out to them because I love them all, and it was just fun meeting Nemesis Prime and Principal Defects. And this is not the first time I met them, but I actually got to spend a few minutes of quality with them, just so that they know that they've reached the top of my list.
No, that's extremely helpful because I think like comic cons, quote unquote comic cons here lately are not what they claim to be. Like they are craft bazaars. They're nerd craft bazaars with comics there. Hopefully comics there. So, Terrificon, Baltimore Con, and Heroes.
Yes, and I know I'm forgetting one. Garden State is this weekend, and I hear that Garden State also has not turned to shit. So that's good to know.
Nice.
So yeah, like, and again, King Kong was good. Like, King Kong was still a collector show, right? It was a little bit small. There was a few guys there selling things that I didn't care for, like that $275 Spawn #1. I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. No one should pay that. No one should pay that for a 9.8. There are 16,000 9.8 Spawn #1s on the goddamn census. Do not pay that price. Do not. No one in your right mind. Do not let that enter the culture. Do not let that enter the culture. All right? It should not hit that price for another 20 freaking years. Do not let that happen in the culture.
Even then. Bright with I Have Comic Issues. What's going on, homie? Thank you for coming and hanging out with us here towards the end. Appreciate you as well as Rad Art and Comics, Norn Rad. Appreciate you coming out, sir. Thank you very much.
The Butcher is awesome. Jay is great. So here's the funny thing. Like, I find them both attractive, but like I was like super hot for Matt, and I'm still super hot for Matt. But meeting Jay in person, I was like, oh, I'm super hot for both of you. Oh my God, it is a pressable sandwich. Oh, this is so great. You know?
Was it at least a newsstand that spawned one?
No, I would not have lost my mind. You know?
For $2.75, I just gamble on raw copies. I agree.
$2.75, you could buy a bunch of raw spawns and
Right.
just say, okay, let's see where we land, you know?
Don't even worry about pressing them. Just send them on in. Appreciate you, Las Cruces. Thank you for coming out. Man, Cliff, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me this evening and just talking your collection with you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. We're definitely going to have to hook up as far as the Saturday coffee with Cliff. I don't drink coffee, but I'll bring some more whiskey or something like that. So
whatever you need to get you going, because it's gonna be 2 hours earlier for you than it's gonna be for me.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Right. No, wait. What time is it for you right now?
You're an hour ahead of me if it's Eastern time for you. I'm in Central Standard Time.
It's an hour because I jumped on at 7 my time, and then 2 hours later it was 9 o'clock.
Do it now.
So you're 2 hours behind me. That means my 10 a.m. show is going to be your 8 a.m. show, sir.
Oh, that's cool. I got small kids. They wake me up at 6.
All right, good. I'm glad that we can use that to our advantage.
Brother John's Comics, what's going on, homie? Thank you for coming and hanging out this evening. Appreciate you.
Start over. This man over here does not respect Captain America nor Let's start with that. Then we will journey through time and space to me being a child watching Superman on television, purchasing comic books out of a drugstore like a freaking boomer, you know, discovering my first LCS, you know, getting the death of Superboy, you know, watching people I love die, falling in love, having a wonderful supportive fiance, having a scummy ex-boyfriend, you know, what that meant to me in collecting comics. You can watch all of that on the Rewind. Thank you.
Meeting Greg Capullo. You don't leave that out. Hot damn.
Oh my God, meeting Greg Capullo when I was 17 years old, and boy, was he hot.
Captain America, is that a DC character? Oh, man. Hyper says, great collection and great episode. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very much. Comics by the Bacon. Go surfing and find a spawn one in the Gulf. General Gloria over Captain America. Nice. 22 almost died of laughter a few times. Absolutely. Yes. No, I did.
The calories that I helped him burn.
Right. Thank you once again, Cliff. I greatly appreciate you, sir. We'll have to have you back on. In the meantime, you were actually going to be like, when I originally started doing this deal, I was going to test it out for 3 months to see how it did, how it worked with my family life and all the other jazz, and to make sure that this was actually sustainable. So, with that being said, you were going to be my last guest. But I'm going to continue on. This has been fun. You've made it fun. And so, yes, the next one up, we've got Cliff here, of course. The next one up is Chris the Comic Vet. That will be in July. He'll be my only July guest, but I think it's going to be just as good enough. So, more than enough, actually. More than enough. So, I'm super excited about it. So y'all come hang out with us in July. I'll have that set up and y'all can postmark that. In the meantime, y'all go check out Cliff on Comics NYC. Check out the Council of Comics as well. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night shores.
I'm not NYC. I'm just NY. Just NY.
Oh. Am I saying NYC? I say Cliff on Comics.
People say NYC all the time. And I'm like, no. I'm NY. I'm a New Yorker. I'm not a city dweller. I'm not fighting rats in the subway every day. That's not my life. I'm like, look how much space I have. You don't get this kind of space in Manhattan. It's like, oh my God. You know?
It's because of Izzy. Because he's Izzy versus NYC.
Well, no, I get that. And you know, we're both, you know, chubby Puerto Rican men, so like it happens. But like,
I don't think anybody was saying that.
I don't think anyone was saying it, but you know they were thinking it. You know?
That's fantastic.
Yo, by the way, so yeah, you know what? We could just keep talking, right?
K-pop junkie, what's going
So,
on?
so excited that this dude rolled in last night, right? And not last night, yesterday's at a comic book store, right? And oh my god, what is his name? Gerald Von Stoddard, right? And he starts talking about how excited he is to link up with K-pop junkie, and I swing around like Wonder Woman, and I'm like, "Do you mean Katie? Oh my god!" And he's like, "Oh, you know?" I was like, "Of course." I was like, "We're YouTube buddies. It's wonderful." We're at the Comic Book Community Awards panel together. When is she having you on? The 28th? Oh my god, I'm so excited! Like and he was like, I didn't expect anyone to know her. I was like, you have to be part of our community to know. You have a channel? I'm like, we've got two. I've got Clip on Comics and I'm on the council. Here's our cards.
We'll have you on too with Katie.
Yeah. I'm excited that this guy is talking about like meeting people and connecting and how important it was for him to connect with K-pop junkie. And I was like, Mom, yes. I was like, now it's a party up in here, everybody. Now it's a party.
That's fair.
So
you said the 28th? She's having them on the 28th of this month?
Yes. Immortal Coil on Kickstarter, yes.
There you go. Immortal Coil, Kickstarter, 28th of June. Check out K-Pop Junkie. Awesome. Nice. All right, so what you got coming up, Cliff?
Well, tomorrow night, John's Comics for Kids and I will be on Gary B's channel, and we'll be going over our top 10 favorite or most controversial events. So look forward to that. And because I'm not one to let you get away from me, Gary B will be on with me at 10 a.m. on Saturday. For Comics and Coffee with Cliff. And tentatively, this man over here will be on July 6th.
We're looking at it.
Final. Make it final.
We'll look. Cool. And like I said, council on Monday. So it's Monday, Wednesday, and
Sunday, Monday, and Wednesdays.
Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. There we go.
Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We do the new books, and then new comic book day. Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Nice. Awesome. All right. I love how proper he got with these announcements. Right.
Because we have to love one another, you know, and support one another.
100. Yes. All right. Once again, thank you very much, Cliff. Thank y'all, chat, for coming and hanging out with us this evening. I appreciate y'all. Hey, if y'all enjoyed it, please let us know down in the comments. Go check out Cliff. I will have, if his link's not already there in the description, I will have it in there. Y'all go check him out. Go sub him up. Go check out all his content. I would greatly appreciate it. And I know for a fact he would too. So, again, thank y'all so much. And as always, y'all have a good one.